Introduction. A new kind of income. Passive consumer residuals. Time is money, right? That's what they told me. And for most of my working life, I would have sworn it was true. I mean, wouldn't you? Which one of us hasn't put in our time slugging away, trying to make ends meet and find a little left over for a few optional things? Sometimes there wasn't quite enough for those optional things. That's why the credit card balance didn't get paid off every month, or any month, for some of us hardworking consumers. As an employee, if you want more money, it takes more time. And where do you get more of that? Maybe you can tweak up the pay a little with more education, but then again, you may already be one of the more educated among us. But if you have a car payment, a mortgage payment, and a balance on your credit card, or more than one, you're paddling the time and money canoe alongside all the rest of us, well-educated or not. If you haven't read Robert Kiyosaki's best-selling book by now, I highly recommend all of them. It's no surprise to me that all of them have been on Wall Street Journal's bestseller list at the same time. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the story of two ways of thinking, one that leads to riches, the other to the kind of poverty we've come to know as mediocrity. The cash flow quadrant is about 4 kinds of income and the emotional IQ of those who live in each of those 4 quadrants. Rich Dad's Guide to Investing is a mental travelogue of how to make the journey from broke to wealthy in a way that changes more than just your checkbook balance. The cash flow quadrant shows you the 4 kinds of income. The 2 on the left side, E and S, require endless amounts of time. If you're employed or self-employed, you're familiar with that kind of income. It was someone in one of those 2 quadrants who coined the expression time is money, because in those 2 quadrants, that is exactly right. In the 3rd quadrant, the cash flow comes from business systems that can operate without the owner's presence. Systems like the one Ray Kroc developed, which became McDonald's Corporation, or Sam Walton's network of discount stores. Those are well-known examples of that kind of income. In this case, it's not time that creates the money, it's the system that produces it. The last quadrant is the investor quadrant, where money invested in other businesses produces more money. The most successful investors always come from the B quadrant, the business quadrant, rather than the employee or self-employed quadrant, since most E's and S's don't understand the right side of the quadrant, or they'd be over there themselves. So, there are 4 quadrants with 3 kinds of income. Cash flow that comes from time, cash flow that comes from systems, and cash flow that comes from money. But there's a whole new kind of income on the horizon. Like most of life's amazing phenomena, it didn't come galloping over the hill full grown. It has evolved slowly, even painfully, over decades. Call it passive consumer residual income. If you reference the cash flow quadrant, you won't see it there. That's because it's a new breed, a different kind of animal. It's a hybrid, a combination of the 2 right side quadrants, business and investing. It's an income stream that makes use of a business system, all right, but the investment it involves is simply a redirection of the money you're already spending as a consumer. Things you use every day and will continue to use for the rest of your life. It's a business system that optimizes your consumer power. Consumer power. We've always had it. We just didn't know we did. And we certainly didn't have a clue how to organize it for profit. But 50 years ago, we didn't know how to use personal computers or the internet. Today we do. And the business model that's evolving is a revolutionary idea whose time has finally come. I was part of the pilot project, you might say. I was a successful business broker back then, whatever that means. Time-starved, hardworking, educated, a single parent with 2 kids growing up, paying the bills, hoping for more. I sat down with a PhD from MIT, a professor of engineering, who patiently explained this new business model to me. I was graciously skeptical, but I remember wondering, what if it were really possible? What if I could actually create an income by distilling profits from goods and services I'm already paying for? And if it were actually possible, how big could that income stream become? How much consumer power, I wondered, do we really have? Today, I know the answer to that. It's unlimited.